Let's keep it moving because after the Midnight's defeat Cougar J and Mike Jackson, the whole centralized theme of this episode is surrounded
Here it
around
is.
the date, Precious and Ric Flair, the dream date. Well, now first, before they throw it to the dream date, which we were going to have a lot of fun with, I believe.
Hold on a second. At
Yeah,
anywhere from our ages back then, let's say I don't know, 9 to 13, probably 8 to 13, 8 to 12, somewhere in
Yeah.
that range. We're all in that ballpark.
Hmm.
We all tuned in, and there was at least a 0.5% that we thought we might see something, right?
Yeah, you want to see some titties or something?
Something bad,
Yeah.
something's gonna
Yeah.
oops out, and we're gonna get to see something.
Hmm.
more than we had experienced at that point in life for sure. We thought we'd catch something nice.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Just make it.
precious
I'm
too,
just
bro.
reset. I just want everybody else to remember what it was like back in the day when you did not have access to filth at the touch of a finger.
I know, huh? That's crazy.
You were just trying to access golden moments and happy accidents where you could just piece together
Right.
some smut for your Memorex tape in your head.
Remember jerking off to like the fucking the lingerie section of like the fucking JCPenney's catalog and shit, and now these kids got they just type in big titty O's and there's everything in the world for you to crank off to.
Yeah, I do actually. Man, that is the 2018 42-year-old man's. I used to walk uphill both ways to school in the snow.
Harper, Harper nailed it again. Home run, grand slam.
None of us went to war. All we got is that didn't used to be able to see titties like everybody can today.
Right. I mean, Jesus, it's like going from like a paper airplane to a space shuttle in like 20 years.
Oh shit. Oh god. Oh man. Okay. Let's go to Precious real quick because she's gonna cut a promo before we go to the actual dream date. She wants to set the table. And poor Precious, she's been so humiliated by this. But let's hear from Precious first. Here it is.
All right, we're back, and as you can see, we have Precious. Precious, first of all, I want to thank you for consenting to come out here and talk. I know it's hard for you, but really, thank you very much.
It's nice to be here, David, and I got to tell you, I did make it through in one piece, and I know everybody wants to know, so I just want to enlighten y'all on what happened to me on my dream date. First, a limousine came with that lecherous James J. Dillon in the back, and he took me to a beauty parlor to get my hair fixed for Ric Flair, the way he likes it. Then he took me to get my nails done, and the whole time he's breathing over me, and he's such a creep, David. He's just such a creep. Next thing, they took me to a tanning parlor is what they called it, but it was the most bizarre place you can imagine. I had to get in the sunbed while he stood down there near the end watching me. And after all that was over, I really, really just needed a couple of minutes to myself. And I had to beg for that, but I did get a couple of minutes to myself. And, well,
What happened then?
why don't we look at the film, and that way everybody can see, because I know everybody wants to know.
Well, it was taped, so let's take a look. Precious, thank you very much for coming out.
You're welcome, thank you.
Fucking Tony.
Okay,
what
I'll
happened?
pause
What
it.
happened next?
Yeah,
Paul-
guess what I'm doing? Rhymes with jerking off.
I paused it so Precious talks about they basically took her in a limo to get all gussied up for Rick and how
Yeah,
JJ was a creep the whole time, which JJ fits this fucking narrative so
Dude,
well.
that
with
short
this.
sleeve shirt with the
Oh
tie
my God. He looked like a middle school vice principal.
that wanted to get down and finger your booty hole.
Bruh.
Come here, I've got comics. Do you want to hang out after school? Sir, you're
my.
53 years old.
This is why, real quick, Daryl Van Horn was telling me after we recorded that he sometimes listens to the show. I guess he's got it on like a speaker in his house, and one of his lady friends was
Which
listening
one?
to it, was listening to it with him once, and the lady friend was like, "God, you're a dirty bastard, but those sons of bitches are fucking filthy."
Talk about re-examining your place in life. Jesus.
Hey, but he was very complimentary and loves what we do.
Of
Okay,
course he
so
does.
that's
Game
dude,
respects. Game recognizes game, pal.
right. He loves BTT. Hopper, I got a message from him for you at the end of this show. I will play it for everyone. It is glorious. Some of the patrons have already heard it because it is the interview is up in its entirety for patrons right now, so you don't have to wait for part 1 and part 2. You can listen to it as an entirety. So it's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, unedited, uncut. I just dumped it on there as soon as we were done. Now back to this. JJ is already a creep, and this is before we even go to this next part. So, anything else, Doc, before we continue?
Can you imagine just the mental picture of him standing there at the the tanning bed, just like, go ahead.
He's probably sweaty and
Another thing, when did tanning for like one session do anything for anyone? That's like a
takes
cumulative
about
effect.
a week.
Yeah, you can't
I've
just
never
go
done
for one
that,
10-minute
so
session.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
know.
Trust me, I've been around my share of gyms and tanning beds, and
It takes
you
about a
don't
week.
just
Yeah.
it takes a little while for your skin to start to bronze, as they say. Jesus Christ, white people. And I'm
At
just
least
playing.
we're not
Okay,
ashy, you motherfucker.
bruh. When the 13-year-old gets out the shower, you ought to hear my wife yelling at him about putting fucking lotion on, because he gets out, and once he's dry, his fucking legs look like they're made of stone from all he had. My wife gets on him, put some goddamn lotion on them legs. I pop all the time.
He's 13. You better hide that lotion from him.
Yeah, got that right.
Yeah.
Gonna crank it off sometime. Okay. So let me try to get through this in one take, because this is about a 4-minute, 20-second clip. But we're now in the hotel room or suite. Ric Flair and JJ and the cameraman. Doc, any thoughts before I hit play?
I have a lot of complex thoughts about all of this, so maybe I'll just hold them.
Yeah, let it all play out.
Let's
All
get
right.
it all out. Let's let it all go, and then we can circle back and circle jerk.
Okay. All right. I don't care if you all laugh during this. I think that actually adds to it, to be honest with you. But let's hit play. Here it is. Let's take a look.
JJ, this is gonna be live, brother.
Yeah, what do you think, huh?
We're supposed to let her out of your sight. Where is she? Oh, champ, I picked her up. I didn't lose sight of her, but she's got a fire in her eye, boy. She's ready for you. She just wanted 5 minutes to get like really special.
What'd you think of the limousine and everything?
Oh, everything was. This is the way the horsemen do it, right?
Oh, this is it. Look.
Is this live or what? Look at this.
Oh, look. Oh,
Look at this. Black.
does she have any idea what she's in for? How do I look, babe?
You're nervous. Just relax. You don't need to get nervous. You know what you need to do? You need to go out by the pool. You need to light yourself a cigar, get yourself a drink, and relax. Okay. Let me take care of everything.
All right.
Okay?
Administrative director
All right.
upstairs.
Everything. Take care of
fail me
everything. Okay, you. I want you to stand over in the corner. I don't want to hear a sound out of you. I want you hiding behind that curtain. I don't want them to even know that you're here. I'm paying you big bucks. I want you to do your job right. No matter what happens in here or how heavy it gets, you keep them cameras rolling. You let me worry about what we can show, what we can't show.
Shit. JJ's putting on Brute cologne.
God, creepy.
Have the dinner here. Here, just right. Hold dinner for about an hour. Okay. Oh! Is this beautiful or what?
Let me get a shrimp.
Did you check the water temperature?
I checked it out, baby.
102 degrees. Just right, not too much. Oh.
She's gonna be this side of the hill.
Look at the feast. I told him lots of grapes. Yeah.
Takes a bite of it and puts it back down. All right. right, JJ. Got the champagne and the glasses.
Is this it? Huh? 63, your favorite year? Grab the glasses. Oh, brother.
He's preparing the wine bottle, everyone.
Jeff, everything's set.
Here it comes.
Okay. You've done it again, David. I gotta ask you something. Been friends a long time, right? Forever. Never said no to anything I ever asked you? Never. Please let me stay. Come on. Where do you want to go? Stay in the closet. Of course. Shh. Oh, here she is. Oh, precious! Give me a second.
Let me stay.
Now Rick's putting on Brute. He's gargling. He spits it in the pot.
Precious baby.
Rick just got laid out.
Precious!
And it's
Precious! Hey, no. Hey, oh, wait a minute. Hey, wait.
Miss Atlanta Lively in the house.
Jesus.
All right, so they muted whatever JJ's saying before JJ gets pushed in the pool.
Okay, he's over, pal. Give me the camera.
Rick's knocked out.
Gone. Flat ass in the broom. Been there before.
And then they're about to go back to studio where we're going to hear from JJ. Okay, so I know both of you have tons of thoughts on this. Doc, you want to go first?
No, let Harper go first.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Harper.
Where's this filmed at first off? Because
Okay, that was my first question too. Is what kind of fucking hotel room was that?
yeah, because they go in that little hot tub area. It's obvious that's on a set somewhere.
I just
Because
took it as
Because
being
they
like
got the
a
fake
big.
walls.
Well, I guess you're right there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Cornette knows where it was filmed. Somebody send a question to the drive-through to Cornette. Seriously, that's actually a good one. Ask him if he knows where that was filmed.
Yeah.
Write the question for him, Doc. What do you exactly? You're good at crafting that shit. You're intelligent.
In the famous angle in summer of 1987, where Ric Flair wins a dream date with Precious, when they shot the video where Ronnie comes in and lays out Flair, where did they shoot that? Was that an actual Motor Lodge Inn, or did they construct the set?
There you go. Yeah, good question. I no clue, Harper. None. I have no idea.
Because there's part of me that thought, dude, that's a seedy enough place that place exists.
Yeah, that fucking bed alone just looked fucking
Ridiculous, like
oh god.
1978's top of the line Casper mattress.
Yeah.
God, can you imagine a Badussi that had rolled around in that bed?
Barbara's and Lisa's and Wanda's and
I
fucking
bet if you put the
Tammy's.
quarters in it probably moves.
fucking panty crickets crawling all over the place.
Crotch crickets.
Okay, Harper, what else you got?
And one thing I did like is when it was like when they attacked Dusty, they explained why there's a camera guy there. Nowadays, they wouldn't even explain.
They
why
wouldn't
there's-
have broken that fourth wall.
Exactly.
I
Right.
know these industry terms. I'm not the only guy like Bischoff that can fucking know how to use industry terms.
Okay.
Back on head.
And when Jason goes to hide behind the fucking curtain, Like no one's going to see him. That's like something a fucking kid would do. I'm going to hide behind this curtain.
Right. We can't
Him-
see your feet and
Him,
ankles.
we've been friends a long time, right?
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Can I watch? Can I
Can I
stay?
watch?
No, he didn't say, "Can I watch?" That was the thing that was bad. Can I stay? Can I listen? What the fuck? You're gonna get in the closet and listen? You nasty son of a bitch. In the words of Bernie Mac, you nasty son of a bitch. You want to get in the closet and listen. And then when he jumps out of the closet, and then he decides to hide behind the curtain. Once again, you nasty son of a bitch. And go back to what Harper said a second ago about the cameraman. Harper tells the cameraman, "You stay there. You don't say a word. Don't make a sound. You just keep that
No
camera
matter
rolling.
how heavy
I'm paying
it
you."
gets.
No matter how heavy it gets, I'm paying you big money, which we're going to find out in a second how much money that did cost. I'm paying you big money to do this. Gee, JJ, so he's hiding behind a curtain too.
If you want to jerk off, go ahead.
Get yourself. You're here. It's all the way
All right.
live, man.
Oh, wait, that was the other part. When Flair kept saying, "It's so live up in here." What the shit? What the shit, dude? Oh.
When did Brother stop saying that?
I don't know. Bro.
What year?
I don't know. It was well before this.
Okay. So
All
we had
right,
already co-opted that term from you guys.
I guess.
Okay.
All right, Aubrey. What else you got from this craziness?
Yeah, and the fucking Rick with his fucking that like bikini briefs or where the fuck he's wearing.
Purple.
Yeah, he just fucking lays out with his legs wide open. There's his fucking junk. And then when you go back, you think he might be gone or kind of moving around. Nah, he's still there. He is.
You know, you tuned in with your 8 to 12, like we were talking about, expecting to see something from Precious, and you end up seeing Ric Flair's
Right.
left
You end up seeing Ric Flair's shark fin.
God damn it.
Shit. It's like, fuck, she's just, you almost want to give him a new nickname right there, Sharky, because his fucking schlong is.
You're sitting there going, this is not exactly how I hoped this would turn out.
Spoiled again. Shit.
God damn.
All right. Doc, let's go to you.
Man, so here's the deal. In all seriousness, I have some very complex feelings about all of this.
Okay.
Because it's legendary, right?
Yeah.
And for what it is, it's hilarious. Dude, JJ doing the nesty plunge back into that pool. Rick, just the cologne, all of the things Harper mentioned. But there's two things that really bother me here. One is you just made your champion look like a complete fool. Do you agree?
Yes. And like how they talk about the fucking hokey stuff that they do now. I mean, this is
well, and two, and this is the real complex. I spent some time thinking about this week.
I see that.
This felt like trying to be like WWF, but the Southern Sleazy Motor Lodge version of it.
yes.
And
I didn't feel that way about it.
And companies run into trouble when they try to be like the WWF.
I don't know if they tried to be like WWF right here, because this is far from like child's play shit. This ain't cartoon.
No, but we were all watching it.
I don't think they. I think he made himself look like a fool, but in a good way. Because like the baby faces, the story part of there is the baby faces one up them. Because if you go back and listen to the promos, it was always
poor old Precious. Oh my God. And they're all bragging about it. They're going to fuck her. And God.
Wait. So the last thing I wanted to know, because I can't remember it, I don't care enough to check. It felt like to me that the date was with Precious, and that they come out and say it's with a Garvin.
Or you're talking about the promo coming up, right?
I think so. So my point was, it's also kind of shitty in the weeks leading up. They didn't really pay off that bet.
I think you're thinking too hard about it.
Well, that's what I do. I'm the brains here. Harper's the looks. I'm the brains. Yeah. You're the black.
You're the token.
Wow.
I know, right?
Use the fuck out of these people. Anyway, I think you're thinking about too hard about it. I think they did this well. I think it was a little hokey. I won't make that argument that it wasn't. I don't think Rick looked like I don't think it made him look weak. I think the baby faces pulled a fast one on him.
Rick was making out with a mannequin last week, and now he's laid flat in his skivvies in a hotel room by a transvestite.
Wearing brute.
Yeah.
Bruh, let's go back to that for a second before we move on. JJ putting the fucking brute on his fucking face.
And what guy bleeped out? That's what I wanted. What guy fucking bleeped out?
So I went back and did some research. I'm glad you asked. And I pulled up the old worldwide footage from that week as well when they aired this. That Tim Marecci, Dago Bastard, right, Harper? Tim Maselli, as you say. But longtime BTT Hall of Famer, research department extraordinaire, Tim Marecci sent me. And I looked it up, and they bleeped it out on Worldwide too, so I don't know what he said. I don't think it's on based on what I'm seeing, it's not even on the original footage.
Damn.
So I don't think this was a WWE bleeping it out based on the old footage I have it's bleeped out. So I don't really know. I don't know if he called him a son of a bitch or just something that couldn't be aired. I don't know. But anyway, so all right, are we ready to move forward to JJ now?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, after all of that, Rick's been knocked out. Rick got played like a fool. JJ comes out, assuming that the footage has not been aired. Now remember, previous weeks, they said they were going to film it, and they promised it to be aired. So it's been aired now. Well, let's see what JJ has to say about that.
So there it is, fans, a dream date. As you saw it right here on Nationwide TV, Ric Flair had all the cameras rolling, and he saw exactly what happened. As you know and I know, a lot will be heard, I'm sure.
Hold up everything. Here it is. What we have here is a restraining order signed by Circuit Judge Clement Bean in Missoula, Montana. You'll look at it. There's a signature, there's a seal, all perfectly legal. We will not be seeing any tape here on this show today. That's legal?
That's all in order.
No problem, right?
There is one problem.
What is the problem? There's nothing wrong with that. It's signed, it's been notarized, everything's right there.
The problem is we've already shown the tape.
Oh,
right before the break.
You've already shown what tape?
The dream date.
Shown the dream date
right
tape.
Before the break.
Who authorized to show the dream date tape? How much of it did you show?
We showed everything that was taped.
You showed the whole thing?
Yes, sir, we did.
Without my authorization? How am I going to explain this to the judge after all the trouble I went through?
I don't know. I didn't know we needed it.
How am I going to explain this to Ric Flair? I told him this was taken care of.
It came to the studios from Ric Flair, from you, saying to air this last week.
No, it didn't come from me to say to air it. It came from the judge. Not to air it is what I said.
Well, it's already
you haven't heard the last of this. Ric Flair's going to have something to say, and you better tell Mr. Garvin and Mr. Garvin and Miss Precious or whatever her name is that you haven't heard the last of us, because nobody embarrasses one of the horsemen and Ric Flair, the World Heavyweight Champion in particular.
I'm sorry. Well, we all saw it. Injunction or not, let's go to the ring.
All right, Doc. So JJ's fucked at this point.
Well, but here's another problem. If they had the tape, why do you need an injunction? Just get the tape.
I don't know.
How would the tape have gotten over to Crockett?
Yeah.
Maybe
Why would you think that?
Maybe the cameraman was a plant.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
I mean,
Just
it makes sense.
JJ was great there, though.
He was good.
The what?
He may as well turn green.
Did
When
y'all
he-
look
when-
that judge up?
I thought Doc was going to be honest with you.
Yeah, no one looked it up.
I didn't have time.
I didn't.
Uh,
Okay. To see if he was real. Okay, Harper, what you got from JJ right there?
that's what I was thinking. Was that judge real?
Yeah,
When
I
was
did
watching
too.
this shit.
I was like, I wonder if it's a real judge. Just like Google his name and see what comes up.
One of their
In
buddies.
fucking Montana. Yeah.
All right.